There goes Max Pickett. First down for Hobart. We welcome you to game night on the Region Sports Network. We apologize for today's technical difficulties, but the first quarter of this game has been great. My name is Quincy Bell. Alongside me is Chris Figg. Chris, well, what did we see in that first quarter?
Yeah, in the first quarter, we saw the tale of two tales with two different offenses. You had two big plays from Portage, both leading to touchdowns, both by their star athlete out there. It was Mr. Quarles out there. Again, two big plays from him, both touchdowns. And then you have Hobart, who's more of they're still doing a lot of power running, but they're moving down the field efficiently. Burning clock, and again, it can lead to some wear and tear with a lot of their players playing both ways. But so far, they're holding up with those athletes playing both ways, while Portage is able to switch out guys left and right.
Amonte Corliss with a receiving touchdown and a rushing touchdown, both of over 60 yards, over 120 all-purpose yards for him today. Here's Pickett running left, finds a lane, follows his blockers, and he lost the football. At the end of that play, there's a scrum for it. Everybody's on top of it. Who got on it first? Portage says they have it.
Let's see. They're breaking up the fumble pile right now. And
Hobart got back on top of it. That was close to disaster for the Brickies.
Yeah, and it's really a mental thing Portage is doing there. You're taught in high school, start pointing that you got the ball every time, because sometimes it can confuse the refs, give your guys a little bit more time to fight for the ball. So, those fumble piles, they can get really messy real quick.
The scoreboard says first down, but it is second down and 4. Pickett again on the run. Straight forward. He got hit hard right near the sticks. It'll be close to whether or not he got the first down. Ozzie Fuentes, the middle linebacker, came in and hit him hard.
Looks like they're going to make it 3rd and 1, so it's going to be intriguing to see what Portage does here. They've been bringing a lot of pressure on this drive, blitzing guys left and right, bringing 5-6 guys every time. So earlier when they did that, Hobart had a huge play with a little screen action in the red zone, got a touchdown off it with a tight end screen over to Cash. So I'm intrigued to see what Portage does and how Hobart responds to it as well. Looks like they're going heavy set again, QB sneak it.
Under center Tatum, he goes for the sneak. A big pile is forming just past the 30, and it looks like Tatum has a Four Seasons mechanical first down.
And again, those quarterback sneaks can be messy too. It's a huge pile. You're just trying to see where the ball, if it crossed the plane or not, as a side judge there. Again, good play call over by Hobart. Lined up in shotgun. Looked like it was heavy. Brought the quarterback up real quick. QB sneak, not necessarily a tush-push like you see in the NFL with the Eagles and the Bills and stuff like that. But quarterback sneak is one of the most successful first down plays on short yardage.
They're going back to the Wildcat. Max Pickett is in the shotgun. Gets the snap, and he'll run right. Cuts back middle, and this time Portage was ready for it. He's brought down by a whole swarm of tacklers.
Yeah, Portage saw a lot of the Wildcat on the first drive of the game from Hobart. I think Hobart did at least 3 or 4 plays in a row of just straight Wildcat. Again, they've seen it several times now. So they're doing the right thing. They're bringing pressure when they see the Wildcat. It's very rare you're going to see a running back throw out of it. However, it is still a possibility.
I believe that was Fuentes again who had first contact there on Pickett, and then his teammates came in, stood him up for a loss of 1 at 2nd and 11 from the 29. Once again, Hobart is stacking the line. The only receiver in the game is Tolliver. Handoff. Pickett again finds a lane and gets some of those yards back up across the 25. It'll be 3rd and medium from just outside of the red zone.
Yeah, it looked like Shane Hill had him down in the backfield. Unfortunately, it was more of an arm tackle. Wasn't really able to get solid grabbing of the jersey. Unfortunately, that leads to the running back getting more yards for Portage. But on the flip side on Hobart, that's good news. Your guy's able to make a play, try to get rid of that arm tackle and get more yards out of it.
Stephen Miller, the speedy junior receiver, comes into the slot. Tolliver is out wide to the left. And Pickett is still the running back in for the Brickies. 3rd and 6. Tatum looking to throw. Pocket collapsing. Steps up deep over the middle, and it's caught by Stephen Miller for a Brickies touchdown.
What a catch by Stephen Miller there. He did a great job of bringing the ball in, juggled it a little bit. Looked like Portage's DB was going to be able to get a hand on it, but great play there by Tatum by not getting overwhelmed with the pocket collapsing, getting the ball out there to only where his receiver could make a play on it. I mean, again, great play by Tatum there.
Chris, we are off and running here from Portage High School. 5 drives, 5 touchdowns. Janda on for the extra point. The snap is bumping. 21-14 score.
Yeah, and that's huge. You know, going for 2 early in the game pays off for Hobart, getting that 2-point conversion, because now instead of being 20-14, it's going to be 21-14. Like you said, more of a traditional score. Keep it a 1-score game compared to a 2-score game almost.
This has been a fun one. We'll be back in 30. You've been watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep. Skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network alongside Chris Figg. My name is Quincy Bell. We've seen 5 drives in this game, Chris, all 5 of them touchdowns. Portage will look to respond against Hobart. It's been all Monty Corliss on the offensive end for the Indians.
Yeah, and, you know, Hobart's looking to get a stop here. Really, they've only given up 2 long touchdowns. It's not like they're getting nickeled and dimed and, you know, taken down the field. It's been 2 big play touchdowns from Portage. So Portage is looking to keep that magic going while Hobart's looking to get a stop here.
Devin Fadley is back deep to receive for Portage. And now it's Jordan McClatchy who takes it at the 5. Cannot get to the outside. A great job by the kick coverage team for Portage, or for Hobart. And this is going to be the worst field position Portage has started with throughout their first 3 drives.
Yeah, but don't let the field position fool you still, because, I mean, again, this is a Portage team that's had 2 lightning in a bottle plays. You know, Corliss has been out there making plays left and right, so I wouldn't be shocked to see if they still get a touchdown on this drive. However, that's a great job by Hobart's kickoff team. You know, surrounding the returner. Returner thought that he had a lane. Fortunately, it wasn't there and got swallowed up.
Got swallowed up at the 17. That's where Cody Young will lead his men back out onto the field. McClatchy is set up in motion. They bring him, and they give it to him on the sweep. McClatchy, can he get to the outside with a lane? Yes, he can, across the 25. He's close to a first down.
And that's where Portage has been strong. They've done, I believe, 3 jet sweeps total now, you know, and one of them got called back because of a holding in the first quarter, and like we said, one of them was a 61-yard touchdown. Again, got another 10-yard gain, this time switching it up. Instead of it being Quarles getting it, it was a McClatchy there. So, you know, they're mixing it up, making sure it's not just them targeting in on Quarles.
They did give him a Four Seasons Mechanical first down, 1st and 10 from the 27 for Portage. They keep with motion, and this time it's Reed getting the handoff, finding his way through. He just juking and diving his way forward. Ogbonna Reed, the senior, 5'10", 175 pounds, but Chris, he is shifty and quick.
Yeah, he's shifty and quick, and he's still not avoiding contact. You know, he's lowering his shoulder, welcoming the contact coming in at him. You know, and again, they're doing a little bit of jet sweep action, but instead it's an inside zone play. You know, it can really confuse the defense at times if you're in man coverage. Thankfully for Hobart, they weren't, but it's still a 9-yard, 8-yard gain there.
2 running backs in the game for Portage. Corliss lined up alone to the bottom of your screen. And the snap is fumbled. Cody Young just has to get on top of it, but he'll be saddled with a 5-yard loss.
Yeah, you know, that's the right thing. Just jump on the fumble. Don't try to pick it up and make a play, because that's when a bigger turnover can happen. Portage has done a very good job of not turning the ball over so far in this game. It's going to lead to a 3rd and long now. So earlier in a 3rd and long situation, we saw Cody Young scramble around and make it a 4th and 3, and they were able to get that 4th down conversion right before the Curl slung touchdown. So, again, it's going to be kind of interesting to see, is this 4th down territory for Portage, they feel like, or is it going to be, try to get the 1st down, if not, punt and live to see another day?
It's an empty set, 5 wide for the Indians. They send a man in motion. Young's back to throw, delivers over the middle, and he's intercepted. T.J. Irvin coming over the middle with the takeaway, and the Brickies have the ball back.
What a play by Irvin there. He didn't give up on the ball, made a super athletic play by jumping up and getting that pick. It really looked like that Reed was about to run away with it if he just got it in the breadbasket. But again, we talked earlier before we were able to get up and running that turnovers is the big thing that killed Portage last week, and that's the first turnover of this game. And again, let's see if this Portage defense can get out there, get a 3-and-out, or get a stop here, because you do have a lot of Hobart's players playing both ways. So sometimes eventually it can catch up to you, sometimes it can't.
There are 2 Hobart play callers in the booth to the left of us, and they are fired up right now. That's to say the least. 1st and 10 Brickies from around midfield. They could make this a 2-score lead with just 6 minutes to go in the first half. Portage will get the ball coming out of half, so it would be huge for the Brickies if they were to go up 2 scores, and it looks like they're starting with Pickett in the Wildcat again. Gets the snap, and it's going to be a reverse. Flips it back to the quarterback, Tatum. He bombs it deep. He has a man behind the defense. Miller again goes up for it, and he has it at the 5.
Miller again with a tremendous play there, targeting the ball, making sure he's going to bring it in. Again, Portage's DB did everything he could to break up the pass, but sometimes, unfortunately, a receiver still comes down with it. Great heads-up play by him to bring that ball in still, make a huge gain.
Have yourself a day, Stephen Miller. He only had 2 catches for 18 yards in week 1. This is his first year as a starter, but he is showing out here today from Portage. He just subbed off for a break, a well-deserved one. Once again, it's Pickett out of the Wildcat for Hobart. 1st and goal, he gets the snap, spins, and we have whistles and flags down. I think someone moved early.
I talked about it a little bit earlier. The Wildcat, you want to bring pressure. However, there is still times they can throw out of it. Right there's an example. Instead of letting the running back throw the ball, you do a quick, almost looks like a reverse. Quarterback gets the ball, and the defense gets caught off guard. Sometimes flat-footed can lead to huge gains. So, again, great play calling by Hobart there. Their Portage defense is expecting another run, and it turns into a pass.
1st and goal will now be from the 11 after the 5-yard penalty. We have a timeout on the field. We'll step away. You've been watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Welcome back. You've been watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network. The Hobart Brickies lead the Portage Indians 21-14. The Brickies are looking to add on after an interception from their defensive back, T.J. Irvin. They are set up 1st and goal from the 11. Chris, this has been an electric game so far from Portage.
It really has. Portage, again, made those 2 big plays on offense to start out the game, but Hobart's come back firing back with big plays of their own. 2 huge plays out there by Stephen Miller. Definitely catching lightning in a bottle over there. It's both their receivers are making the big plays, making the big gains.
Once again, Hobart looking for some trickery. Out of the Wildcat, this snap goes through the hands of Pickett. He gets back on top of it, but Hobart's moving the wrong way back to the 20. That's the 2nd time that the snap has been fumbled by the running back out of the Wildcat.
Yeah, and I think Pickett there just had his eyes on the hole. He's ready to run and just wasn't ready for the ball. Not necessarily not ready for the ball, but he was looking to run compared to, catching the ball there. Sometimes you get a little excited because you feel like there's going to be a gap right away and trying to make a play. see it all the time with receivers and DBs that think that they're about to make a big play and drop the ball.
They're spotting it at the 19 this time. Tatum back in to take the snap. The traditional quarterback hands it to Pickett, bouncing outside, has a lane, lowers his shoulder at the 10. So he does get some yards back, but it'll still be 3rd and long as the clock continues to wind down in half number 1.
Yeah, best case scenario here for Portage is you hold them to a field goal, get a chance to get back out there on offense and score right before halftime, do the good old-fashioned Bill Belichick double dip, score right before half, come back out and score again to keep the game close or to take advantage and take the lead of the game.
3rd and goal from the 10. It's Pickett out of the Wildcat again. His quarterback Tatum lined up to the bottom of your screen, but we have whistles, and the referees will discuss something shortly. I'm not so sure if I'd go back to the Wildcat if I were Hobart, because Pickett has fumbled the snap twice. They have had some success with it this game, but it almost seems like more of a risk at this point in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends. They have faith in Pickett. They're going to keep turning to him to make the plays in that Wildcat formation. Looks like Tatum's just going over to get the play call, see if they decide to change their minds here, and instead of doing Wildcat, lining up in a traditional offense here and throwing the ball or even doing a halfback draw, halfback screen. We saw it earlier with Hobart. They were able to successfully run a tight end screen in the red zone. Portage brought pressure. Again, it was the right call, right time, and they were able to get a touchdown out of it.
This is a huge play for Portage. With the way this Hobart Bricky offense has been working, you do not want to be down 2 scores, I don't think, least of which 2 touchdowns.
No, if you hold them to a field goal here, that's good for you, but also, turnover here would be great for Portage as well. But obviously, goal here, just hold them to a field goal. Or, if it's 4th and short, Hobart might go for it, try to get that 2-touchdown advantage compared to just a 2-score advantage.
After a long delay, we're ready for 3rd and goal from the 10. The Portage fans begin to make noise for this big 3rd down. Tatum gets the snap. He's rolling right. Looking. Will he take off and run? He's running out of room. He will take off, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 5. The Portage defense stands strong, and Hobart has a decision on if they want to go for this or not.
Yeah, we saw Tatum earlier run the ball, and, he lowered his shoulder, wasn't afraid of the contact right there. Honestly, the right play call is to run out of bounds. You have a chance to let your team still get points. Obviously, it's not the points you want. You would rather have a touchdown here. But gives your team a fighting chance to at least make the field goal compared to just praying for another touchdown or praying to not get a turnover there and fumble the ball.
The field goal unit is on. Peter Janda out for his first field goal attempt of the game. We did see a fumbled snap by Stephen Miller on the last extra point. He's out there to hold again. The snap is down. The kick is up, and it is good. The Brickies lead by 10 with 4:10 to go in half number 1. We'll step aside. You've been watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network. Alongside Chris Figg, my name is Quincy Bell. This is a Quintel kickoff. All kickoffs this year are presented by Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes across the country since 1994. 4 minutes and change for the Portage Indians to try to respond to this lightning-fast Hobart Bricky offense. Portage will get the ball at half, so this is a big drive for them to potentially get this game back to 1 score and then maybe take the lead coming out of half, if they can do so.
Yeah, if you're Portage here, you don't necessarily want to have what happened on that last drive happen again, We talked about turnovers always being the big thing to win games, win that turnover battle. But they do have an opportunity to make that turnover mean nothing. If they score here, don't leave a lot of time left and give themselves a chance to score coming out of half.
Nathan Subchinski boots it away for the Brickies. It's almost muffed by one of the up men, and then it's picked up by by Portage. A decent lane for Keyshawn Brown, but he is swarmed up just past the 30. And that is where Cody Young and the Portage offense will set up shop. 2 touchdowns on their first 2 drives, but last drive, an interception courtesy of TJ Irvin.
And again, if you're Portage, stick to what's been working. You've been able to run the ball efficiently against this Hobart defense. Keep running the ball. You still have over 4 minutes left before halftime. You're not in a rush to score. You know, you want to drain as much time off the clock as you can. Obviously, a big play is great. But in this situation, you almost want to avoid a big play touchdown.
Young out of the shotgun, gets the snap, hands it off. Devin Fadley wrapped up just beyond the line of scrimmage. The Hobart defensive front able to crash and prevent the running back from getting any more yards. A nice solid defensive stand there. 2nd and 9 upcoming from the 35. Be sure to stay connected with all things Region Sports by supporting and following us on social media. We're always active on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, and online at regionsports.com. Celebrating over 25 years, we're proud to still be the only game in town. Snap is fielded by Young. Throws incomplete.
You know, and again, great play by the Hobart defense there. I mean, they're doing a good job of just coming in on the ball and making sure that Portage has to make a play on it. But again, another good play call by Hobart. Now you got 3rd and long. Almost, they were in a similar situation earlier. This might be 4th down territory for them again if they get to 4th and short again.
And with the way this Hobart offense has been looking, they might not have a choice. New quarterback in the game, Jamari Duff, the 5'11 senior. And Reed is also in the game for Portage. Snap handled, rolling out, nowhere to go. Firing sidelines, incomplete.
He had a good throw there, and it looks like they might get the first down. Ref's throwing a flag right by the sideline. Curious to see, and it actually looks like they've had Jeremiah Duff in at running back.
Yeah, I was, Chris, you were tapping at me, telling me to look at my notes because Portage was subbing guys in and out. Something we've seen a lot from Hobart, switching who's been taking the snaps between Tatum and Pickett. But yes, I believe you're right. They did have Duff in at running back. The second quarterback listed on the depth chart, Young and Duff, both seniors for this Portage Indian team. And it looks like they're going to hit Hobart with an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
And I mean, that's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on both teams so far in this game. Portage had one on the first Hobart offensive drive. Now Hobart has one in a crucial 3rd and long. Could have been a puntable situation there, and now they're giving them a free first down essentially.
That could be a killer if this drive ends up with points for Portage. It's 1st and 10 from midfield now. And once again, they are putting Jamari Duff in at running back to the right of Cody Young. They send McClatchy in motion, and they hand it to him on the reverse. The snap is fumbled, and Young is able to dive back on top of it for Portage, but that was almost disaster.
Good job by Young realizing that the ball was on the ground and jumping on it first. If he hadn't gotten there in time, Hobart was going to pick that ball up and potentially return it for a touchdown or just fall on it. And again, that's a drive killer after getting the first down.
So it's 2nd and 13. They only lose 3 yards on the fumble. But both the quarterbacks are in again. Jamari Duff does play a little bit on the defensive side for Portage. He's listed as a backup outside linebacker, so he's definitely somebody who is versatile. Young looks to throw outside, incomplete. Trying to get Hunter Cole, the tight end, on the screen, but that was going to get blown up even if he caught that, Chris.
Yeah, and it's almost better for him to just swat the ball down, or not necessarily catch it because you're taking a loss on it. You've already taken a loss from the fumble. Again, good heads-up play by Hobart there, recognizing the screen right away and blowing the play up immediately before anything could happen out of it.
3rd and 13 from the 47. We're now under 3 minutes in the first half. Looks like it's 5 wide at the moment for Portage. The running back, Ogbonna Reed, is in the slot. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Young running out of time, rolling, flips it short. It's caught by Reed, and he has the first down up across the 40. Great patience by Young to find his running back squeaking over the middle of the field, and that's a big Four Seasons mechanical first down.
And again, that's great quarterback play by Young. He's done a good job of, as soon as pressure gets there, he's able to roll out, make some good passes while rolling out and moving. I mean, again, another great catch by Reed there, too, though. On the flip side, able to get the first down yardage. It was 3rd and 13, turn into first down.
I'll tell you, Young is a quarterback who does not look shaken when he's under duress. He still keeps his eyes downfield. You see a lot of young quarterbacks in that situation try to take off and run. Young out of the shotgun on 1st and 10, pitches it to Reed. He cannot escape the ferocious Hobart Bricky front. It was Miles White coming in off the edge who had first contact there, and Reed is lucky to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I mean, the speed option doesn't seem to be working right now. Hobart's responding to it right away. Reed Key is doing the right thing, sitting there waiting for the quarterback. Quarterback's making the pitch, but when he makes that pitch, linebacker's already there. And I'm kind of curious to see what they keep doing with Duff because they keep rotating him in and out, put him almost as a tight end there instead of a running back. So, I mean, he's been getting some offensive reps for Portage on this drive.
The running back, Reed, is back in the slot. Steven Johnson checks into the game at running back for Portage. Young pump fakes. He's got a man wide open. McClatchy lets it go through his hands. That pass would have been out of bounds anyway. That's a missed opportunity for the Indians.
Yeah, I mean, McClatchy there was, I mean, again, no one near him. If he caught that ball in bounds, he's off to the races, and not really much of a race as it would have been at the 10. But, again, missed opportunity there by Portage trying to get another big play like they did several times in the first quarter. So I can see it again, them trying to do that again.
That's not an easy catch going over the shoulder by any means.
No, it's not an easy catch. I mean, it's definitely a harder catch to make. Unfortunately, quarterback was leading him out of bounds either way, so it would have been out of bounds. Not really necessarily a big play, but a chance at one.
Young rolls out, comes back for the screen. It's caught by the tight end. Hunter Cole has nowhere to go. He's laid down by T.J. Irvin, who is making his presence felt on the defensive end for the Brickies.
I mean, Hobart has done a good job of responding to screens every single time Portage has ran one tonight. Portage hasn't been able to get a successful screen, while on the flip side, Hobart's been able to get multiple big plays off of screens. So, it's kind of almost a tale of two stories here with the screen game.
With 1 minute and 18 seconds to go, the Brickies call timeout. We'll be back in 30. You've been watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Yeah, I don't see. I'll tease it. 4th and 17 for the Indians. They will punt this away to Hobart. And the Brickies could potentially go up 3 scores with a big drive here. A great defensive stand by them to even get this ball back at the end of the half. Punt is away. It bounces at the 27, and that's where it will go out of bounds. So 1 minute and 11 seconds for Alex Tatum and the Brickies offense.
I'm going to be intrigued to see what Hobart does here on this drive because, again, they've had 2 big plays in this game. However, the name of the game for their offense hasn't been big plays. It's been a lot of just keeping the ball moving, keep the chains moving, not necessarily getting that big play touchdown. But with 1 minute left, you're going to probably see a lot of hurry-up offense from Hobart trying to get down the field real quick and score before halftime to make this a 3-score game compared to a 2-score game.
Well, we have a lot of candidates for our Crawl Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crawl Companies are the insurance professionals proud to recognize the superheroes on the gridiron. could be Stephen Miller just for those 2 big catches that he had earlier in the game. A big touchdown to put the Brickies up, and then another big catch which put them inside the 5. And 4 wide for Hobart to start this drive from the 27. Tatum back to throw, has time, pocket collapsing, rolls out, he has space. He's going to run and just take this out of bounds and mitigate any yards lost. Tatum is mobile, that's for sure.
Portage's defense did a great job of closing out on the quarterback, not really necessarily giving him a chance to throw the ball. Had to run out of bounds real quick. It's better to run out of bounds in this 2-minute drill almost situation. You're able to stop the clock without wasting a timeout.
2 timeouts left for the Brickies. Tatum hands Pickett. Power running, but nowhere to go for him. We're now under a minute to go in the half. Portage does have 1 timeout left at their disposal if they want to potentially try to get this ball back, and that's what they're going to do. Head coach Tony Klimczak is going to use that timeout.
You know, and it's a good timeout call because now you've got 52 seconds left. If you get another stop here, another timeout, you're looking at almost potentially just under 40 seconds to drive down the field and score. And with an offense like Portage's that's had 2 big play touchdowns already in this game, anything can happen. You know, this is the time they want that big play touchdown to happen.
Make sure you stay with Region Sports after the game as we send it back to the Centier Bank studio. RSN will recap all of tonight's action from around the region, all from the Centier Bank studio. Chris, it has been an exciting week 2 here from the region. We'll give you a nice Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard update. One of the other games being broadcasted today on RSN, Grand Rapids Central Catholic is all over Lake Central. They're up 30-7 with less than a minute to go in that one. Over from Chesterton, a fun one between teams ranked 8 and 9 in the region with just a minute 12 left to go in the half. The Trojans lead the Governors 10-7. 2 exciting games going on. RSN, Strachan Ventilla, your favorite Indiana-made grocery stores. 52 seconds to go in the half here from Portage. It's the Brickies that lead the Indians 24-14. 3rd and 12. Portage looking for a stop to potentially get the ball back. The Brickies trying to put more points on the board. Tatum gets the snap and he has time. He steps up deep down the sidelines for Tolliver. He was falling out of bounds and could not reel it in. And with that incomplete pass, the clock will stop at 44 seconds, and Portage will get another chance in this half.
Yeah, and that's huge for Portage there because now they get to keep, they still have 1 timeout left now instead of not having no timeouts left. Going to get the ball with just under 40 seconds left to play in this half. I mean, again, that's a huge, huge defensive stop by them. We talked about it earlier. They need at least 1 3 and out, and it came at the right time for them.
I read the scoreboard wrong. It was Portage who had 2 timeouts and the Brickies who had 1. So now each team has 1. Portage, a good return here, could go a long way. It's Devin Fadley back to return for the Indians. And we have whistles and a timeout called by Hobart. They'll talk over how they want to keep this ball away from Portage on the upcoming punt. We'll be back in 30. You've been watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Welcome back. 44 seconds for Portage to try to do something and make this game a one-score game. The Indians will get ball coming out of half, so if they could potentially double dip here, could prove to some big dividends, but it will start with a good return. Devin Fadley back for Portage. He walks up, lets it bounce to the 50. It takes a decent bounce for Portage. This ball will be downed on the other side of the 50. With 36 seconds, Portage has a chance, Chris, to potentially get in field goal range here.
Yeah, you know, that's the big thing. You don't necessarily have to score here. Obviously, touchdown, always great. You always want to try to end on a high note. But even if you kick a field goal here, you bring it to a one-score game where all you got to do is come out in the second half, score. So this plays to Portage's advantage where it's on the shorter side of the field for them. I think if they get to at least maybe the 15 to 20, they'll be well within field goal range for themselves.
Trips formation to the right for Portage. Could be a screen or a draw to the running back. And now they send Reed out wide. Young back to throw, has a clean pocket. Now it's collapsing. He rolls out, looking for room to run. He throws at the last second for Reed, and it goes through his hands and almost intercepted by Tolliver. He's surprised that ball hit him in the chest. But ultimately, it falls harmlessly incomplete to the ground with 27 seconds left for Portage.
Very lucky for Portage there. And, I mean, Tolliver, again, very shocked when that ball hit him in the chest. He was very confused. He's like, oh, my God, this ball's hitting me. Like, what am I doing? But, again, good defense by Hobart. They're able to get pressure, and they're making Young move around. But, again, it seems like Young has been more dangerous outside the pocket than necessarily inside the pocket for Portage tonight.
He keeps his eyes downfield when he's rolling out and under duress, and we've seen multiple big plays for the Indians when he has been rolling out. Corliss in motion, we have whistles, and Portage will use their final timeout of the half and talk about what they want to do on 2nd and 10 from midfield. Probably a quick pass towards the sidelines if I had to guess.
Yeah, they're going to have to do a quick pass to the sidelines. The good news is if you get the first down, the clock does stop while the chains are moving at least. However, you've got to run up to the ball then and either spike it or have a play ready. So typically, offensive coordinator here is probably going to give them 2 plays. Hey, if we get the first down, be ready to run this play right after. Or, hey, if we get the first down, be ready to spike it if we don't get out of bounds.
In warm-ups, Portage kicker Ryan Scanlon was about 50-50 from near 40 yards. He has a decent leg, but I'm sure Portage would like to get this to under a 40-yard field goal by any means possible.
Yeah, so, I mean, you're wanting to get it as close to the 25 as possible. Gives them about a 35-yard field goal compared to a 40-plus yard field goal. Seems like it's still within his range, but the closer you get, the more accurate it's going to be.
Empty set for Portage. Now they move Corliss in motion. They fake the handoff. Young has time to throw, whips it to the sidelines, and it's in and out of the hands of Reed.
Looks like they might get 10 yards tacked on to the backside of this. I think it's going to be a holding call, but great pass there by Young. I mean, he hit his receiver right in the numbers. Receiver just wasn't able to come down with it, unfortunately.
There may have been a reason Young had that much time to throw. 20 seconds to go in the half.
Let's see what the white hat says.
And it is holding on the Indians. That is a killer.
Yeah, I mean, that really hurts. They did accept it. So it's going to be 2nd and long now. Again, you've got 20 seconds left. So, I mean, you might throw a deep ball here, might do a quick out pass to get closer to almost Hail Mary range. But, again, you could get close to field goal range, get out of bounds there if you're not able to get the touchdown. It's going to be interesting to see what Portage does here.
2nd and 20. They're backed up to the 41. I'd imagine you try to take some sort of a shot here, and if something doesn't go your way, you just take this into half. 5 wide for the Indians. Young backs up, steps up, rolls out, throws, sidelines, caught, Reed out of bounds. Up across the 50, they get most of those yards back, and 13 seconds on the clock. Portage keeps the drive alive.
Still got 13 seconds left. Reed did a really good job of getting out of bounds there. It's still third and medium, 3rd and 5, it looks like, or maybe 3rd and 6. I could be wrong there. But now, again, you've got to do a quick out pass. You want to get out of bounds. I mean, it's going to be hard here because you're still almost 20 yards away from where you want to be at for field goal range to be comfortable.
3rd and 6 from the 44. 5 wide again for the Indians. Young looking to throw, has time, whips it middle, and he's intercepted. Stephen Miller back on the return. He has room. Flags are down in the backfield. Miller cuts to the outside. He's loose. Stephen Miller all the way. Pick 6 for Hobart, but this might be coming back.
Might be coming back. It might just be a holding call in Portage, too.
I believe they're going to get Tolliver for a block in the back at the start of that return. So while that was an amazing return from Stephen Miller, who's had his fingerprints all over this game, I doubt the touchdown stands. We'll see what the White Hat says.
They're pointing towards the Hobart side.
At the start of that return, I saw a Portage receiver get crushed, and it will be a block in the back penalty. Hobart's moving all the way back, so I'd imagine that's what it is.
But I don't see their quarterback running out there getting ready to run out, unless I'm mistaken.
There wasn't just one flag, there were 2 flags in the backfield. The clock shows 0, so it looks like that is going to take us to half.
To be honest, Quincy, I don't really know what's going on.
The Portage coaching staff is waving everybody in, and there's a big huddle along the Hobart side.
Looks like they're going to call helmet to helmet on them. So yeah, Hobart's offense is going to come back. Turnover stands. But I guess they called it a helmet-to-helmet collision. He did the signal for helmet-to-helmet.
Yeah. Well, the clock reads 0s, but you can't end the half on a penalty. So Hobart, maybe they try for an 80-yard play, or they just take a knee and bring this to half.
I think they're going to end up taking a knee and bringing it to half, just because you don't want to risk a big turnover for a touchdown.
Well, we almost saw that happen with Miller bringing that one all the way back for Hobart. And it looks like Tatum is content to just put his right knee down and take this to half. It has been a fun one here from Portage High School. 24-14, the Brickies lead it, but the Indians will get ball coming out of half. It's been a fun one. You've been watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep, skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone, to our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA. This week, we're honored to have Robert Falcons, Assistant Commissioner, the IHSAA. One of his primary responsibilities is to direct the football championships. And Robert, thanks for taking time. Congratulations to everybody on a great first week last Friday.
Absolutely. It's always fun. People get excited about that first week of football, and to the credit of everyone around the state of Indiana, we had a great first week.
I think people would be curious, how many teams compete in football in our state?
We have 317 teams that compete in the tournament.
317 teams. How many kids?
Oh boy, that's we're about 18,000. I think that's the number, about 18,000. It's one of the larger sports that we have with respect to participation.
That's interesting. I'm not so sure nationwide that the numbers are going up. We're led to believe that numbers are leveling off or going down in football, so that's encouraging for the state of Indiana.
Absolutely. We a few years ago with the concussion and then COVID, we had a dip in participation that's come up. It's leveling off. It's getting back to where it was prior to those two instances, and our coaches are doing a great job. Kids are coming out. They're having fun, and of course the play is so good now.
The play is so good, and the other thing that I think people have to understand and recognize is that it's one of the more galvanizing activities for a community and a school system is those Friday night lights types of situations where pregame, postgame, all the things that are going on. It's an event everywhere around the state.
Absolutely. I was at a game on Friday night. They've got the band going on. They got food trucks. There's barbecue. There's tailgating. You said it correctly. It is a community event. It's one that galvanizes the entire community on both sides, home and visitors, and it's a great way to start the school year.
I think in my conversations with Paul Condry and others who are knowledgeable of high school football in our state, the consensus seems to be that this is in all six classes. There seems to be no clear-cut favorite going into the start, that it may be as wide open as we've seen in years.
Yes, sir. And again, that has a lot to do with how well our coaches prepare our kids, how they coach them and make them ready to play. Again, football is really, really good across all classes, across all locales, and everybody has a chance to win, which is the beautiful thing in Indiana.
Robert Falcons joining us. We're talking about high school football. All right, week number 2, all the coaches, all the experts tell you that the greatest amount of progress is from week 1 to week 2. And why do we think that is?
Well, because in that first week we see a lot of jitters. At the game that I went to on Friday, they had 17 kids starting out of 22 positions that had never played a down of varsity football. So that learning curve was going to be pretty steep in that game, and you could see it. But between week 1 and week 2, coaches go back and address those issues that they saw in game 1, perfect them, and then that result during week 2. It's phenomenal change, and that's if you're a coach, you're happy with it. If you're a fan, you're happy. If you're a player, you're really, really satisfied that you can apply what you've been taught and learned, and make some plays in the right times.
Week number 2, some great matchups across the state. I know you and the staff, your colleagues are out throughout the week. And we don't want to slight the other fall sports. It's a very busy time for everybody around the state in high school athletics.
Absolutely, and Friday is normally the day that all everything else is put on hold for football, and it garners a lot of attention. You got the band. It is a huge. You said it before. It's a huge community event, and everyone wants to participate. We put on a good show. The band does a great job. The cheerleaders are phenomenal. It is like you said. It's a great experience, and certainly one that people certainly enjoy.
Week number 2 of high school football coming up. Robert Falcons from the IHSAA. Robert, thank you so much. I appreciate the time. Be safe on the highways this weekend.
Yes, sir. You do the same. We'll see you out.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading to heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Quintel Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in Northwest Indiana that specializes in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Since 1994, Quintel has been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country. Equipped with the most modern technology and advanced tools, Quintel provides top-notch service. When you trust Quintel for all your needs, you'll get peace of mind and a finished job that exceeds your expectations. For more info about Quintel and the services they provide, visit quintel-inc.com.
Halftime here from Portage High School. The Hobart Brickies lead the Portage Indians 24-14 alongside Quincy Bell. Alongside Chris Figg. My name's Quincy Bell. It's still week 2. We're still getting back into the swing of things, Chris. It's great to be back, and we've had a fun game so far from Portage. What did you see from both teams in that first half?
Yeah, from Portage, I saw the big playability. They're able to get down the field, score fast. However, I've also seen 2 turnovers now, 2 picks, needless to say. It's not a fumble. Interceptions, the good thing about them is they're typically further back. The first one, guy caught it, was already going down. Second one, if it wasn't for that, I believe it was a helmet-to-helmet they called or a personal foul, but either way, without that, it was a pick 6. So, that would have been a huge momentum shift. Still a big momentum shift going into half. You give up the ball, chance to score to make it a 1-score game. But then from Hobart, you've seen guys play both sides of the ball, starting on both sides of the ball, and they've held up conditioning-wise. They're going out there on long offensive drives, coming back out on defense and still having energy, still getting after Portage's offense. But some of the good things I saw from Portage's offense is Cody Young, when he's outside the pocket, as we said earlier.
He's great outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's a mobile guy. He's able to take off with his legs if need be, but he's keeping his eyes down the field, trying to make a play downfield. Sometimes it can help you, sometimes it can hurt you. We saw those 2 interceptions. Obviously, it hurt him on a couple. But for the most part, when he's outside the pocket is when he's the most dangerous, it feels like. From Hobart, that Wildcat offense they keep running. Again, it has just been unstoppable almost for them. Every time Pickett's touching the ball, he's getting 3 to 4 yards of carry. Even did a little, trickeration with Tatum out lined up at wide receiver, did a toss to him and had a huge play there from Stephen Miller. Miller in the first half has just been lights out. Had a huge touchdown, huge catch to get him into the red zone, led to a field goal. Had that huge pick before halftime to prevent Portage from trying to get any points on the board.
He definitely could be a leading candidate for your Crowell Company's superhero of the game. We thought this was that award could have gone to Amonte Corliss, who had 120 all-purpose yards in the first quarter, 2 60-plus yard touchdowns, 1 rushing, 1 receiving for Portage. But it was an all-Brickies second quarter. 10-0 is what they outscored Portage in that second quarter. We'll look at some games around the region at your Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard update. Chris, the team we saw the most last year, the Wheeler Bearcats, on the road against Kankakee Valley. a team a few A's higher than them, up 25-7 in the third.
Yeah, I mean, Wheeler was a fun team to watch last year, and we talked about that freshman running back they had last year. He's a sophomore this year. Top 10 in rushing already in the region. I mean, he is an electric running back. I said it last year. He has a chance to probably be one of the best running backs in the region this year. Started off hot with 135 yards, 3 touchdowns. So, I mean, he's doing a good job of making that case.
Bishop Chatard leads Hanover Central 42-7 in the fourth quarter. Crown Point, the Bulldogs, going to Indianapolis to play Pike in the fourth quarter. They are up 21-0.
And that's a huge game for Crown Point because especially when you get to the playoffs, once you get past sectionals, I mean, there is a chance to go to Indy to play some games in playoffs.
That's for sure.
And those Indy teams, I mean, they are very
They're no
good.
joke.
Yeah.
They are no joke.
Definitely no joke. I mean, they saw it in Westfield last year in the semi-states, who went on to end up being runners-up in state. But, you know, that Indy competition out there, it's just like any time you get towards a big city, you know, the competition's going to be a little bit different. It's a higher populated area. You're going to see more athletes on those teams that are just from all around. So, you know, that's huge for Crown Point to start out the season.
Some more score updates. Highland currently leading the Whiting Oilers 21-7 in the third quarter. Of course, here the Hobart Brickies up 24-14 on Portage. At the half over in Chesterton, it's the Trojans who lead 17-7 over the Morton Governors. The Lowell Red Devils are up 20-6 on the LaPorte Slicers in the third quarter. LaPorte got a huge win in week 1 against New Prairie, which in a game that wasn't even really close, but Lowell has come out ready to play. They are leading over in that one. Chris, listen to this. Over in Wilmette, Illinois, the Maryville Pirates are taking on Loyola Academy. In the third quarter, Loyola Academy leads 2-0.
That is a defensive battle right now. I mean, no team has given up any kind of offensive plays there, but obviously have a safety.
The team that we saw last week, Michigan City, they are having a rough time of things over in Lafayette. They are currently trailing Lafayette Jeff 34-7 in the first half.
Yeah, and we talked about it last week. You know, that was going to be a big test for them. They started off the year against Hanover Central, who's regarded to be a top team in the region year in and year out. So, you know, it's again, they're starting off with some tougher games right before they get into conference play. So it's good for them.
And then finally, the 5th-ranked Griffith Panthers in the third quarter against Munster are up 37-20. Griffith is a team that puts up a lot of points in their games. They have a high-flying offense. We'll be back with the second half shortly. That has been your Strachan Ventil hometown scoreboard update. Portage gets the ball first next on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step towards your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
Have you checked out Centier Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Centier Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit Centier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Centier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Centier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
When it comes to your money, you deserve more than just numbers on a page. You deserve someone who sees the full picture. Meet Mark Machnick, one of Northwest Indiana's most trusted accounting professionals. Whether you're running a business, planning for retirement, or just trying to make sense of tax season, Mark Machnick, located in Highland, makes it simple, personal, and believe it or not, painless. Contact Mark and his team today at 219-595-5290. Mark Machnick, CPA.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep, skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Region Sports Network. We're just about ready to start half number 2 here from Portage High School. Cody Young and the Portage offense will be out to try to make this a one-score game. Chris, this is going to be a big drive coming out of the half. What does Portage need to do to at least get into field goal range and maybe put this in the end zone?
I'm going to be honest, just give the ball to Quarles. He's made the 2 biggest plays for them. Every time the ball touches his hands, he's making a play. But also rely on the run game. Reed has been able to get some good carries. He's also been good in the receiving game as well. So, I mean, again, just stick with what you know, stick with what's working. Because when you start panicking, that's when mistakes can happen. And that's when big turnovers can happen like we saw right before half. But, I mean, if I'm Portage, almost you want another lightning in a bottle play to start out the second half because that could start some huge momentum for you. But in the same breath, if you have a long drive, you can really wear out some of those brickies that are playing both ways. They'll come out on offense, not necessarily sluggish, but a little bit more tired than they're used to so far tonight.
That is true. Portage does not have anybody playing both ways. Hobart, especially in the secondary, has quite a few guys playing both ways. Tolliver, Nathan Subchinski, and Stephen Miller are all receivers for Hobart who have also been playing their fair share at defensive back. Stephen Miller has had his hands all over this game, over 70 yards receiving and an interception today.
Yeah, I mean, Miller's had a tremendous game, huge touchdown, almost a circus catch, juggling the ball, made sure to come in with it, and then a huge contested catch that put him in the red zone. Unfortunately, led to a field goal for Hobart. But, I mean, again, Portage's 2 scoring drives, if you think about it, was right after long Hobart offensive drives. So you can almost think that maybe some of those defensive players were worn out from playing on offense. But in the same breath, these guys look well conditioned. They're coming out with energy. They're coming out lights out on defense still, even with playing both ways.
Janda is out there for the second half kickoff. This is a Quintel kickoff. All kickoffs this season are presented to you by Quintel Incorporated, specializing of the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. A good return on this kickoff could pay big dividends for Portage. McClatchy and Devin Fadley are back to return. Fadley had a decent kickoff return on Portage's first drive of the game. Portage won the toss, elected to defer to the second half. We'll see what they have in the second half. This ball is muffed by one of the up men, but he picks it up. And Portage will start with good field position already across the 35. And that ball may have come out at the end of that play. Hobart is jumping around like they have the ball, and they do. The Brickies take it away on the second half kickoff.
I mean, the up man tried to do everything he could to get a good return out of it after muffing it. Honestly, in that situation as an up man, you almost just want to fall on the ball because issues like this can happen where you don't have full security on it. Give it up. And now instead of Portage getting to start their offense to start momentum, Hobart gains that advantage. Start out the second half recovering a fumble on the opening kickoff of the half.
Portage, that is the worst way you could possibly start the second half, and this defense is pressed into action immediately. Hobart with the ball at the 38-yard line, 1st and 10.
Portage defense did have a good stop right before half, so hopefully they can use the momentum from that big stop to continue in this half.
Tatum hands it off Pickett, and he has nowhere to go. A nice job by that Portage front. Ryan McClellan, the senior defensive tackle, comes in with first contact and is able to wrap up the running back for only a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, and that's where Portage is successful on defense. They bring the blitz. And again, Hobart needs to attack them through the air if they keep seeing the pressure or keep going to the screen game that's worked well for them in the first half.
2nd and 8, Tatum keeps it on the option. He has nowhere to go. Like you've talked about multiple times, Chris, sometimes on the option there is no good option.
Unfortunately, sometimes it does work that way, and that's kind of the tricky thing with running option game. However, again, this Portage defense so far in this first 2 plays has really come out to play, even with that huge momentum shift. Right before they came out with some energy, jumping around, ready to go at it.
So after getting put right on the field when they weren't expected to, Portage looking to get off the field here. 3rd and long for the Brickies, 4 wide, 3 of them stacked up to the right. Now Miller's in motion, also coming to the right. Tatum fakes the screen, tries to get outside. He's getting dragged. He gets the first down up across the 30. Flags fly, and I think that was going to be a face mask penalty anyway.
I mean, Tatum did a really good job of running through tackles, kept his feet moving, trying to get the first down. I'm intrigued to see. I think you're right, it is a face mask, but we could also be shocked with a holding. Yep, personal foul face mask. There it is. So we're going to get an extra 15 yards tacked on at the end of that run. That's going to put him in the red zone.
It's gone from bad to worse for Portage to start this second half. They need to come up with a red zone stand. A field goal would keep this game at 2 scores. A touchdown would put the Brickies up 3 scores.
That was just more trickeration from Hobart. You know, instead of going to a screen game there, they did a quarterback draw. I mean, it paid dividends because Tatum is a dual-threat quarterback out there. He's able to not only throw the ball well, he's also able to get out there and run.
And Hobart, 4 wide, and Tatum has an empty backfield. He might keep this on the quarterback draw. Now he sends Aiden Cash in motion to the other side of the field with a trips formation to the left. Now they send another man in motion. Tatum keeps it, breaks off a tackle, finds a lane, lowers the shoulder. He stood up at the goal line, but he pushes still. Is he in?
They're rolling him a yard short, it looks like. But, I mean, again, another great run by Tatum there. You know, they're using some trickeration, throwing guys in motion, trying to confuse the defense that looked like they were in some man coverage there. Pays off dividends yet again. I mean, Hobart has done a good job of putting the ball in the quarterback's hands and letting him play out there. And they give him the touchdown now.
Alex Tatum lowering the shoulder, working hard. Chris, he might have won the blue-collar player of the game on that run alone.
I mean, just on that drive alone, he had a huge run to get the first down, minus, even getting his face mask grabbed. So, I mean, he is just working hard out there. He is keeping his feet moving. He's not just giving up as he's getting contact made on him, but he's done a great job of fighting through contact and getting those extra yards and not dropping the ball either.
We'll name the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game at the conclusion of tonight's contest. Earn while you learn with the Boilermakers Local 374 Apprenticeship Program. 31-14 Brickies. Portage needs a response when we come back on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Portage has been stunned at the start of the second half. The Brickies lead at 31-14 after a fumble on the kickoff. Chris, they went right down and marched it in, and now Portage really needs a response on this drive.
Yeah, you know, again, it's just turnovers have killed Portage in this game so far. That's 3 turnovers compared to none. And, I mean, they've had almost opportunities a couple times against Hobart on fumbled and muff snaps in the Wildcat. I'm going to be intrigued to see if they go with another pooch kick. It seems like they're not trying to let the return threats on Portage really return the ball.
That was the story of the game last week that we called between Hanover Central and Michigan City. Michigan City won that turnover battle 5-0. Part of the reason they won that game 31-0. And really, give credit to this Hobart Bricky defense. Ever since those 2 60-yard touchdowns to Amonte Corliss in the first quarter, it's been all Bricky since the first quarter. It was 15-14 at the end of the first quarter. Since the second quarter on, it's been a 16-0 run for Hobart.
Yeah, I mean, Hobart's done everything right. You know, their defense is collapsing when there's a screen play, not really giving up those big plays anymore, and I think a lot of it helps when you're not having those long offensive drives and you're able to have a lot of these guys come in well-rested on, not necessarily well-rested, but a lot more energy going into offense when your defense is making those stops.
I believe the ball blew off the tee, and I thought the rule was if the ball got blown off the tee, somebody had to hold it.
You are correct. I don't know if it got blown off.
That might not have been the case. We've seen a pretty long delay at the start of this kickoff. We haven't even played 2 minutes of this third quarter. 10:05 to go in the third, and it looks like we are ready for this Quintel kickoff. We'll see if Hobart goes to the pooch kick again. They do not. They kick it deep. They'll give Jordan McClatchy a chance for a return. McClatchy following his blocks, cuts to the middle, and he's across the 25. And Portage will see what they can do. They've, like you've said, Chris, they've been able to march down the field. It's just been the turnovers that have really cost them today.
Yeah, you know, again, I'm intrigued to see if they're going to keep rolling Cody Young out because, again, he's been more of a threat outside the pocket. Good return there, though, by McClatchy. You know, again, reading the blocks, reading where the kickoff team's kind of collapsing at. Able to get some pretty good yardage out of that.
1st and 10, Portage from the 28, and they need a score on this drive. 2 running backs in the game. It's Ogbonna Reed running outside, finding a lane, cutting up ahead. He has a decent carry, but we have flags on the run, and we could see a holding penalty.
Yeah, I think this one's coming back again, unfortunately. That's been another kind of drive killer for them. They'll get a nice little run out of it or a good pass, but it's a holding penalty. I mean, penalties can add up and affect this game pretty fast.
And it will be holding on Portage. The right guard, Tyler Crawford, is hit for the 10-yard penalty. I will say, Chris, from the 2 games we've been at, Michigan City and Portage, the energy has been there from the home squad. This is a sellout crowd almost for Portage. We saw it yesterday at Michigan City. these fans in the region know how to get up and support their local teams.
Yeah, and you even see a good crowd from Hobart on the visitor side as well. So, I mean, they traveled well. It's not a huge travel distance, but still traveled well.
Quick throw outside. It's caught by McClatchy, but he can't even get back to the line of scrimmage, before the original line of scrimmage, before he's ripped out of bounds.
Yeah, you know, McClatchy is another one you've really got to get the ball in his hands. You know, him and Quarles have been the two big playmakers for them. But sometimes it's hard because when a defense realizes those are the two big playmakers, they're going to do everything they can to remove them essentially from the game.
Under 10 minutes to go in the third, 2nd and 16 for Portage. And I'd like to see them roll out with Cody Young. He's mobile and has been able to keep his eyes downfield when rolling out. I think it's something that Portage was seeing a lot of. Here's a screen. Corliss makes a man miss. He has some room. Cuts to the outside. But he's eventually pushed out of bounds. For a gain of about 5, Portage gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but they're still looking at a 3rd and long.
Yeah, and Quarles did a really good job of raking that first tackle and getting as many yards as he could. Again, Hobart did a great job of reading the play call. They saw a wide receiver screen, was there immediately. Thankfully, Quarles was able to make the first man miss, just wasn't able to make any more miss after that.
3rd and 9. 2 receivers to the top of your screen. Young rolls out, steps up, throws sidelines. It's incomplete. Off the hands of Corliss. And down 17 in the third. Portage, a decision to make at whether or not they want to go for this. For the moment, Cody Young and the offense still on the field.
I believe Cody Young is also their punter. I think I saw him punt it earlier for them.
You could be, I think you're right about that, Chris. We haven't seen a punt today from Portage. Of their 4 drives, we've seen 2 touchdowns, 2 turnovers. And Young will be punting this one away, and this punt is high. Hobart trying not to let it hit them, and it takes an awful bounce for Portage. It's going to be about a 10-yard punt, and the Brickies are set up in prime field position again.
Yeah, I mean, again, I really think that fumble and the kickoff was the momentum shift in this second half immediately. You know, it seems like Portage hasn't really been able to respond since then. Hate to see it after 2 electric plays in the first half, but again, it's still got 8.5 minutes left in the third quarter. You know, a lot of things could happen. Maybe Portage's defense gets a turnover here or a big turnover for a touchdown. Just something to get that momentum back and that momentum shift for them.
1st and 10 from the 35 for the Brickies. They have Stephen Miller on an island to the right side at the bottom of your screen. Tatum in the gun. Moves Tolliver in motion, and they will hand it to him. Tolliver, nowhere to go on the sweep. The Portage defensive line able to get leverage and swarm the receiver.
Yeah, Portage's defensive line did a good job of getting back in the backfield immediately. I mean, he almost got hit as he was getting handed the ball there, but Tolliver was able to get a couple yards out of it, make it looks like a 2-3 yard gain for him. So, I mean, hats off to Tolliver for still getting yards when he was almost just done in the backfield.
2nd and 8. Alex Tatum in the gun again with Max Pickett in the backfield with him. Tatum rolling out, slipping. Now he stays on his feet. Rolls, throws, Miller, incomplete.
Good job by the defense of getting pressure even with that rollout. Hobart's offensive line had a really good job there. I believe it was Perez there was able to get one of the defense linemen. It looked like he was going to have a free shot at the quarterback on the rollout. Fortunately, Stephen Miller, we've seen some tremendous catches from him tonight. Wasn't able to bring that one in. I mean, this is a huge 3rd down for that Portage defense. If they can get a 3 and out here or even potentially just give up a field goal, I mean, they still have a chance in this game.
3rd and 8 from the 33. 3rd down, money down for Portage. Tatum gets the snap, clean pocket, looking to throw, stepping up, rolling, throws, caught just shy of the first down, the tight end Justin Eck.
I think you're going to see Hobart go for it here on 4th down. It looks like quarterback staying out there. He's going to get the play call right now. They're bringing back out Pickett. I wouldn't even be shocked if they do a little wildcat right here.
Could be the situation for the Wildcat. But the Brickies have decided that it's Four Seasons Mechanical 4-down territory. Your Northwind, the heating and air conditioning specialists. Visit them at the web at fourseasonsmechanical.com. Here's the run, straight up the gut, and the Brickies have it for a first down.
Another just wildcat power run. They said their offensive line can get the movement, and that they did.
The clock continues to bleed in this third quarter. The wind has been sucked out of the sails of the Portage Indians. A game where they saw only a 1-point deficit in the first quarter. It's been all Brickies since. And Pickett again going out of the Wildcat. Gets the high snap, runs left, straight over his blocks, and a solid carry of 5.
Again, just multiple guys pulling on that Hobart offensive line there, following those blocks. Good thing about when you have guys pulling, not only sometimes does a defensive end or a defensive tackle not catch it, sometimes you're getting a guy going to a linebacker. I mean, they've got a full head of steam running at him compared to just going, an extra 2 yards.
It looks like they're going to go to it again. Pickett out of the Wildcat. This time he runs right, now cuts it middle. And he breaks off a tackle, still going. Dragging defenders for a Four Seasons Mechanical first down. Pickett, a hard guy to wrap up. The senior stands at 6 foot, 210 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, that is a big running back, and he's done a good job of just keeping those feet churning. He's not necessarily letting his feet stop as he's getting hit. So, I mean, he's done a really good job of just fighting through that contact, just like Tatum has.
Both of those two could be candidates for that blue-collar player of the game. And again, it's Pickett out of the Wildcat. Runs middle, cuts to the outside, and he's down to the 5. And Hobart might be doing this all the way to the goal line, Chris.
Yeah, we saw it on the first drive. They saw the Wildcat was working, kept running it. It's almost, if it's not broke, don't fix it. If it's going to keep getting you yards, just keep doing it.
2nd and goal from the 6. And it's still Pickett out of the Wildcat. No receiver, well, one receiver. But we know Hobart's not throwing it. Pickett dragging defenders inside the 5.
Wouldn't be shocked to see if we see that Wildcat play we saw earlier on the first touchdown from Pickett, where you have the guard pull, and again, you got him one-on-one with the linebacker. You're 4 yards away from the end zone. Might as well just keep power running it. I mean, they haven't been able to stop it yet.
Looks like they have checked Tatum back into the game for this 3rd and goal, or 3rd and 1. Scoreboard says 3rd and 1. They do have to get to the 2 for a first down. Misdirection handoff, a beautiful play call and a walk-in touchdown for the Brickies.
That is a great job of Hobart of overloading that left side. They're thinking it's going to be another run by Pickett to the left. Instead, they hand it off. I think that was it Cash or Tolliver they handed it off to?
I believe it was Cash. Hard to see the number through all the bodies blocking for Hobart, but a fantastic drive for them. And that might be the knockout punch in this game with only 4:30 to go. Hobart an extra point away from making this a 24-point lead. Kick is up and good from Peter Janda. 38-14 Brickies. We head to a break. You've been watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network. All Brickies here from Portage High School. Give credit to Coach Eric Schreiber and his squad. This is his 2nd year as the coach of Hobart. with the win he had last week against Chesterton 20-3. He has a 7-5 record at Hobart. Was the head coach at Gary Westside from 2020 to 2023. After a 2-6 year in 2020, 3 straight winning seasons for Gary Westside earned Schreiber the head coaching job here at Portage. And after a subpar first year in terms of Hobart standards at 6-5, Chris, they look like a force to be reckoned with in the a force not to be taken lightly in the region this year.
Yeah, I mean, they have done everything right this game, from defense to offensive plays. So, I mean, they look like they are going to be a force this season, especially behind Tatum and Pickett.
Kick is away. McClatchy back for another return for Portage. Catches it at the 10. Cutting to the outside, breaking off a tackle, looking for room along the sidelines, and he gets some room. Up almost to the 35.
Yeah, I mean, again, another great return. He made a guy miss, was able to get to the edge, get some more yards out of it. For a second, I almost want to say it looked like they might have, Hobart Brickies might have gotten away with hitting him out of bounds. But, again, good job by the kickoff team, making sure to surround the ball carrier, not really giving him any lanes on the edge. But then also good job by McClatchy for getting those yards. I mean, he's been a great return man so far tonight for Portage.
With 4:20 to go in the third, it's 1st and 10 Portage from the 33. 4 receivers and 1 running back in the game for the Indians. They send Reed in motion, and it'll be Young keeping it on the quarterback run, straight up the gut for a solid carry.
Yeah, and that's really one of the first times they've done a quarterback design run for Young, and it looks like he is not getting up right now, unfortunately. He's had a really tremendous night as far as running outside the box.
We hope Young's okay. We'll step aside on the Region Sports Network.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Cody Young was able to get to the sidelines under his own power. It'll be Jamari Duff taking his first snaps at quarterback. Duff, a senior, at 5'11", 185 pounds. He plays some linebacker, and he also was used as a gadget player in the first half. We'll see what he has in his arm, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2nd and long. You might see them try to run the ball here. Hopefully Cody Young's able to get out right after.
Duff keeps it. Quarterback draw, getting to the outside. A nice carry. Sidesteps across the 45 for a first down, but we have flags in the backfield.
I think this one's coming back. Good run there by Duff, though, coming in. Change of pace scenario for him. Hasn't really been at quarterback this game. Been more of a running back for them / linebacker, like you said.
We'll see what the referees have to say, but, Chris, I'd imagine it will be holding. Next up for both of these teams, Hobart will host the Munster Mustangs for their first NCC conference game. The Portage Indians will travel to face the Lake Central Indians for their first DAC conference game. And it looks like my suspicions were correct. It will be holding on Portage. The conference play starting up for most every team next week. We've seen some fun out-of-conference matchups. This is a rivalry game that hasn't been played since 2004, and it's safe to say we've had a fun one tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Hobart's definitely come out and handled their business tonight. They're making sure not to really do any turnover football, but they're also making sure that defense, those guys playing both ways, I mean, again, are well-conditioned. They're out there for long drives on offense, coming out on defense. Not necessarily long drives every time, but still, you've got to be well-conditioned to start both sides of the ball.
2nd and 17 from the 26 for Portage. 5 wide as they send Reed out. Deep pass intercepted. Tolliver behind the play. It's all Brickies tonight.
I mean, that might be the nail in the coffin. You know, it's a third turn, or is it the second or the third turnover this half, Quincy? I can't remember exactly. It might just be the second, but again,
I believe it's the second, but I believe it's the fourth in as many drives.
Yeah, and, you know, unfortunately for Portage, you know, it's another, they're getting short field on defense. They've gotten short field every time this half. Haven't really made Hobart have to make long drives. So, you know, this offense is coming out with some energy. Curious to see if they stick with that Wildcat that's worked so well for them before. But I can imagine they're going to stick to running their standard offense, move to the Wildcat as they get closer to the end zone, as they've shown tonight.
This is the second straight week that the two of us have seen a 10-point game at half go completely haywire in the third quarter. Hobart looking to add on and leave no doubt. Tatum's back to throw. He has time. He steps up. He goes for the home run ball. Has a man wide open. Tolliver all the way. Hobart lays the final nail in the coffin.
And, I mean, again, another great pass by Tatum showing off that arm. And Tolliver wide open, just broken coverage on the defensive side of the ball. Not much else you can do on the defensive side of the ball, but the sales in that Portage defense is definitely just deflated.
20 unanswered points in the third quarter for the Hobart Brickies. 44-14 the lead, and the home fans are starting to file to the exits. Janda's extra point is good. 45-14 Hobart as we head to another break. You've been watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back to Week 2, Game Night in the Region. This game was 15-14 at the end of the first quarter. Chris, we've seen 30 unanswered points for the Hobart Brickies as we see a slight mist of rain start to come down here from Portage.
Yeah, I mean, and again, Hobart is just keeping their foot down on the gas pedal. They're making sure that this Portage team doesn't have a chance to come back in the game, and they're doing a good job of it. They're forcing turnovers. I mean, again, we talked about Hobart had a couple big plays, not necessarily touchdowns outside of that deep catch by Stephen Miller, but again, then we see a deep catch from Bryce Tolliver right there.
Tolliver had been pretty quiet today. He's the top target for Alex Tatum. He caught 7 passes last week. Here's McClatchy. We'll see if he has an electric return in him today in the rain. He's tackled just beyond the 25-yard line. But Portage, they're down to a backup quarterback now. It's just gone from bad to worse for them today. Check out the IBEW Local 697 electrifying plays from this week's football action. Visit regionsports.com, Facebook/RegionSportsNation, or Instagram. The electrifying plays are presented by IBEW Local 697. They are the electrical professionals. Chris, we've had a lot of electrifying plays in today's matchup. That's to say the least.
I mean, for sure. We've had some big plays from both sides of the ball. Looks like good for Portage. Cody Young is back out there, so that's a good sign for them at least.
Handoff that time, McClatchy on the sweep. He gets hit hard after a gain of about 3 or 4. The Hobart fans have been as loud as anybody today. They're sticking around in the rain, having a great time tonight. Their Brickies have been shot out of a cannon in this second half.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been a different second half compared to the first half. You know, we went from a 2-score game to almost or a 31-point game. It's a huge, huge swing.
Cody Young on 2nd and 8. Keeps it, looking to come to the outside. He's close to a first down. Looks like he will run out of bounds just a few yards short. Young got hit really hard and had to leave the game on that last drive. I'm a little surprised Portage is keeping him in with the lead as big as it is.
And it looks like they're going to pull him out now. He was limping a little bit after that last play. They're going to go back to Duff out there at quarterback.
Jamari Duff is on for 3rd down. It's 3rd and 2 from the 27. Reed in the game at running back. 4 receivers, but they're bunched up close to the line. Duff keeps it, looking to get to the outside. He is upended, short of the first down.
Hobart's defense has just done a great job of closing out the runner and making sure he's not able to get extra yards. And I mean, very tough run there by Duff. He did everything he could, went vertical essentially, but I think if you're Portage, you basically got to go for it at this point. Even though it's 4th and short in your own territory, you've got to go for it here.
No choice other than to decide that it's Four Seasons Mechanical, 4-down territory. Hobart, 3 touchdowns in this half, and all of their drives have started on their side of the 50. 4th and 2. QB sneak. Duff. It looks like he's short. And he is short. The Brickies are going to take over for the 4th time this quarter on their side of the 50.
I don't think the Brickies have had to play from their own side of the field this whole half. I mean, it's been all on Portage's side. So they're starting off with positive plays, positive yards. I mean, Quincy, you can hear their coaches right next to us. They are excited about what they've seen so far tonight.
As they should be, Chris. As they should be. I don't know if you can hear it through the broadcast. This is an open booth, but there is a slight wall between us and the Brickies coaches, but they have been as rowdy as, probably more rowdy than most of the fans in today's game. 1st and 10, Hobart. It's Pickett out of the Wildcat. He'll keep it straight up the gut, pounding forward, and another carry, 7-8 yards a pop every carry for Pickett out of the Wildcat this half.
I mean, again, this Wildcat offense has just been so successful for them. Pickett's able to get that 5-6 yards a carry almost every single time. And again, it's one of those things, if it's not broke, don't fix it. You know, Portage hasn't really had an answer to this Wildcat offense. They did for just a second in the first half, and then mixed it up. They threw a toss over to Tatum, threw a deep ball to Stephen Miller.
Tatum is lined up wide with Pickett in the Wildcat again. We have whistles and a timeout called by Portage. We'll step away for 30. You've been watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
32 seconds to go in the third quarter. It's all Brickies in this third quarter, 21-0. They have outscored Portage. 2nd and 4 for the Indians from their own 27-yard line, or for Hobart on the 27-yard line. All 4 of their drives have started inside the 40.
It looks like they're sticking with the Wildcat this drive.
Pickett bouncing to the outside, now cutting back middle. He has a Four Seasons Mechanical first down. 25 seconds and counting to go in the third.
And another big 5-yard gain from him. I mean, again, he's just getting 5-6 yards a carry. He's doing the right things on the run game. You know, they always say if you're going to run the ball a lot, get at least 3-4 yards a carry. If you get 3, you get a chance for 4th and 1. 4, heck, you're getting the first down after 3 plays.
Pickett again. No secret on what the Brickies are doing. Directing traffic and another solid carry. That'll end things in the third quarter. 45-14, the lead for the Hobart Brickies. Put your fours up, folks. It's time for the fourth quarter when we come back on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step toward your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
Have you checked out Send to Your Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Send to Your Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit sendtoyour.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Send to Your student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Send to Your checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
Fourth quarter set to start here from Portage. It's been all Brickies, especially in this second half. They're up by 31, and a lead of 35 or more means we have a running clock for the rest of this game. And I didn't think it would come to this, at least at the end of the first quarter and even at the half. This was a very competitive game throughout the first 24 minutes. Still, Pickett out of the Wildcat, charging forward. And, Chris, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. You see Tatum line up at wide receiver. See Pickett back in the backfield again. He's getting the 4 or 5 yards pop that he needs as a running back. Now you're at 3rd and 1. Heck, again, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Just do it again.
No secret on what the Brickies are doing this play. Pickett out of the Wildcat, and Tatum at the receiver spot. Pickett runs right, and he has it. A Four Seasons mechanical first down.
Tatum's definitely getting a nice little breakout there at wide receiver, kind of getting to run his own routes for the first time instead of being the one throwing to the guys running the routes.
He's just got to jog to the sidelines and get the same play call before coming back and telling it to the rest of his offense. And you see Tatum coming back now to the huddle. As you imagine, he's saying, we're going to go with the Wildcat again.
And there he goes out wide. Wildcat again.
Hobart content to just run clock and see where the Wildcat takes him. Most likely to the goal line. Pickett. Oh, now they hand it. Running to the end zone. Touchdown, Brickies. Aiden Cash on the handoff from his fellow running back. And they tricked us, Chris, that's for sure.
They did. They switched it up. Instead of a Pickett run, they handed it off to Cash there. And, I mean, again, Cash has shown he is a power runner when he's got that ball in his hands tonight. I mean, I think that's his 2nd or 3rd touchdown tonight.
They had their last touchdown was on a handoff to Cash. It's been hard to keep track of all the points Hobart has scored today. Of course, Stephen Miller had the great first half with the pick and the 2 big catches. Tolliver, a long touchdown today. Cash with multiple touchdowns. Pickett has found the end zone. We have our hands full in terms of picking a Crowell Company's superhero of the game. Janda's extra point is good. We have a running clock here from Portage. 52-14, the lead for the Brickies. We'll be back from game night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
10:15 to go in the game. What was once a 15-14 game at the end of the first has turned into an onslaught of points for the Brickies of Hobart.
Curious to see if the Brickies end up pulling out the starters or if they just keep the gas down and just keep going.
Well, this is a rivalry game. Hobart and Portage are pretty close to one another. They played every single year for 40 years, 1964 to 2004. Hobart leads the all-time series 29-13. However, Portage won the last 7 meetings. The last time Hobart beat Portage was on September 5th, 1997, a game they won 28-14. So this is a rivalry that's being renewed, and I'm sure Hobart is loving to win this one in dominating fashion. Kick is away. McClatchy steps up, takes it at the 10. Does he have room on the return? Yes, he does. Across the 30 up to the 35.
I mean, again, another great return by him. I mean, every time the ball's touched his hands, he's made plays out there. So, you know, he's doing a good job of making some big plays.
We'll give you another Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard update. Brother Rice hosting the Valparaiso Vikings over in the Chicago area. The Crusaders lead that one 43-13.
That will be a big win for Valpo there going into.
They're losing.
It's still a good game for Valpo. You know, you're playing some outside competition. So, again, building up for conference play.
Wheeler takes down the Kankakee Valley Cougars 33-7. They might see a big jump in the RSN Top 10 poll. They're sitting at 10 in the poll. A 52-0 win against South Central in Week 1, and now a dominating performance against a team 2A's ahead of them.
And that's a huge win for Wheeler. I mean, again, like you said, two whole leagues ahead of them. It's a big win for them.
Bishop Chatard took down Hanover Central 49-7. We mentioned earlier Crown Point taking down the Pike Red Devils 21-0. That was a big win for the Bulldogs as they look forward to DAC conference play. Grand Rapids Central Catholic taking down Lake Central in the early game tonight on the Region Sports Network 30-7. Lake Central will take on these Portage Indians next week at home. Chris, it's been out-of-conference games are always fun because you sort of get to see what teams are made of. The Lowell Red Devils all over LaPorte up 34-6 in the fourth.
Again, that is huge. LaPorte had that huge win last week, so, I mean, again, that is a big-time game.
In the fourth quarter from Wilmette, Illinois, the Maryville Pirates lead Loyola Academy 14-13.
Sounds like they finally got some offensive scoring on both sides in that game.
That game was 2-0. Here's a run. Apollo Gibbs dives forward for a decent carry. Michigan City coming back a little bit against Lafayette Jeff. The Broncos lead that one 40-21, but that was a big blowout at halftime.
Good job by Michigan City. I mean, we saw their defense play last week, and they looked solid and electric out there. Sounds like they're making that more of a game than it seemed like at halftime.
Over from Chesterton, the highlight game on the Region Sports Network. It's coming down to the wire. The Morton Governors lead the Chesterton Trojans 19-17 in the fourth. Here's a pitch. Gibbs again finding his blocks, and he has a first down.
And it's really the first time we've seen Portage move to under center, and it seems to be working for them, running more of a power kind of set.
Some more scores for you. The Calumet Warriors lead the River Forest Ingots 36-14. Boone Grove in the fourth quarter of a dogfight against South Central. They lead that one 27-23.
Back to shotgun for Portage.
Handoff. Gibbs bouncing outside. Nice move. Gets upended after a solid gain of about 5. That's been your Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard update. Strachan Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Hobart sitting at number 3 in the rankings. The two teams ahead of them, though, locked in some pretty big results today. Maryville looking to close out that win against Loyola, and then Crown Point winning down in Indianapolis. I think it's week 2. It's week 2, but I think Hobart, Maryville, and Crown Point have kind of separated themselves from the rest of the pack, at least from what I've seen, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Crown Point with a huge win down in Indy. I mean, again, this Hobart team looks like it's for real this season. I mean, went from a 1-point game in the first quarter, and now, again, we're at the point of running clock tonight.
Portage has put together a decent drive here. The chains have been moving often. But, you know, next week, Crown Point playing Maryville. That's going to be a massive game. Hobart, depending on how that game goes, could move up to number 2 in the region rankings.
Yeah, and I mean, if Hobart also comes out and has another huge game against Munster, I mean, you could potentially see them move up to number 1 depending on how they do.
Gibbs bounces to the outside, a big carry into the red zone. First we've really seen of Apollo Gibbs today. The 6'2", 210-pound junior has been marching down the field this drive for Portage.
Yeah, and I mean, he's got a dangerous stiff arm. He sticks that arm out, and he's putting a defender in the ground almost every time.
Under 6 minutes to go. Young is back out there at quarterback. This is a season where a lot of people thought Portage could make some noise in the DAC. They return senior quarterback, 2 senior receivers, senior running back, but had a underwhelming week 1 against the Morton Governors, losing 35-7, and today Hobart has taken it to them, but the good news for them is that it's not yet conference play. Handoff running up the middle into the end zone goes Hunter Cole for a Portage touchdown.
Yeah, and that's big for Portage. You know, even coming out of this game, they're not going to necessarily win it, but that helps build momentum going into next week when they go to Lake Central for their game.
Yeah, it's not DAC play yet. They're still in the hunt, and Hobart and Morton are both 2 teams in the top 10, and Morton might be looking at a big win tonight if they can hold on to their lead against Chesterton.
Looks like there's some confusion with the field goal unit. Or are they going for it? No, because they've got the kicker out there, it looks like. Yep, they are kicking the extra point.
Ryan Scanlon out to add a point for Portage. Kick is up and good. 52-21 as we close out the final minutes here from Portage High School. It's all Hobart tonight. You've been watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep, skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network. The Hobart Brickies have made their presence known on senior night for Portage, that they are here to play and not to be taken lightly in this 2025 season.
Yeah, I mean, the Brickies have looked good from the start of the game, and in the second half, I mean, they really showed what they're made of. Again, came out, gas fully pressed down, and they just did not look back.
We have another Quintel kickoff upcoming for Portage. But you look at the rest of Hobart's schedule. They got Munster and Kankakee Valley, who Kankakee Valley just got beat by Wheeler. Munster, after a solid start to their Week 1 game against Lake Central, was not able to take the win in that one. So you got most likely 2 wins for Hobart coming up, and then a game at Andrean, which will be a big pivotal game to see who wins the NCC.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a huge game. You know, Andrean didn't get off to as hot of a start as they would have liked against Maryville last week. But again, anything can happen once you get into conference play. I mean, Andrean's been one of the top teams in the region year in, year out. But it looks like Hobart's making a name for themselves, saying that they're back. And they're putting themselves on the map this week.
Well, last year it was a 3-way tie between Hobart, Hanover, and Andrean for the NCC conference title. Each of those teams beat one of the other ones once. Hobart does draw the short end of the stick, having to play on the road against Andrean and Hanover. Lowell might be throwing their hat in the ring. They did lose to Crown Point week 1, but a 34-6 win against LaPorte tonight. Lowell might be in the conversation for the conference title.
Lowell's in the conversation in the region is, again, one of the top teams. You know, it's a very hard-fought conference when you've got not only Hobart and Andrean, but then you also throw in Lowell in there, too.
Hanover as well, who's been great. They do, and also in the middle of their season, they do play Hammond Morton at home. That's an out-of-conference game in the middle of the season. Last year, Morton won that game against Hobart, 61-58.
That is a that is a shootout.
I'm interested to see how round 2 goes between those teams, because Morton is looking like a very strong team out of the gates this year.
Portage with a huge tackle for loss there. I mean, again, fortunately, game's out of reach at this point, but, you know, again, they're building up that momentum for next week going into Lake Central, hoping to continue and carry that momentum and really just get a win next week.
Two minutes to go in this one. But, yeah, Hobart looks like they are not to be taken lightly. We have some awards to name at the conclusion of this game, first of which the Crow Company's superhero of the game. Chris, we have a ton of candidates on the Hobart side for this award.
Yeah, I mean, you could give it to almost anyone. You could give it to Pickett, who's gone out there in a Wildcat offense, again, getting the 4 or 5 yards of carry. Give it to Stephen Miller, who's had 2 huge plays in this game, as well as a huge interception right before halftime. And then you can also flip around and give it to Tatum as well, who's out there having a game, and Cash as well, who I think has 3 rushing touchdowns tonight.
I think you got to give Pickett the blue-collar player of the game, just because how much he's been hammering the ball out of the Wildcat. I like Stephen Miller for player of the game. I mean, he had the big interception at the end of the half, 2 huge catches, which kind of gave the original lead to Hobart. Without those plays, you're looking at maybe a tie game or potentially a Portage lead at half. And then the play of the game also, we have a lot of options for that as well.
Yeah, I mean, play of the game, honestly, it might be that final pass from Tatum to Tolliver. I mean, that was a huge pass.
Left no doubt with that pass. That was a dime.
But in the same breath, you could turn around and give it to Portage as well. I mean, you could give it to Quarles on that wide receiver screen in the first half. Broke a couple tackles, took a huge one to the house. And, I mean, it helped build momentum for him in the first half. Unfortunately, just wasn't able to capitalize in the second half on some big plays.
Clock winding down under 30 seconds. Looks like Hobart has maybe one more kneel down before this one's in the books. And we got late flags coming in. Clock continuing to run, 13 seconds left. And that might, depending on this call, could be all she wrote here from Portage. And it looks like that's it. The Brickies win this one, 52-21. Your final, they are 2-0. We will have awards next. You've been watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. All right,
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep. Skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantail.com or download our app today.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading the heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
Welcome back. You just watched Game Night on the Region Sports Network, a rivalry renewed between Portage and Hobart, a game that had not been played for the last 21 years. The Brickies win it in dominating fashion, 52-21. Quincy Bell, Chris Figg, here to name some post-game awards. Chris, your Crowd Company's Lantern Man superhero of the game. It's wide receiver and defensive back Stephen Miller.
100%. I mean, he had that huge touchdown catch in the first half, and then he also had another huge catch getting them in the red zone. Was able to essentially get them in the red zone. They ended up kicking a field goal before going into half. And then again, he had the huge pick before the halftime, preventing Portage from scoring or getting in scoring range to have the chance to double dip, do the good old Bill Belichick special of getting a touchdown or field goal right before half, coming back out, getting another touchdown or field goal after half.
Crowd Companies are your insurance professionals, proud to recognize the superheroes on the gridiron. The Boilermakers Local 374 blue-collar player of the game has to be Hobart running back Max Pickett. He was out of the Wildcat just hammering the ball up the middle, up the middle, up the middle. Kept the clock moving in that third quarter and basically sealed the deal for Hobart. He was definitely working hard out there.
Yeah, I mean, again, they lined up in the Wildcat. If it's not broke, don't fix it. They were able to get 3-5 yards of carry every time he ran the ball. They even threw a little trickeration where he threw a toss over to Tatum. Tatum was able to throw a deep ball to Stephen Miller, actually, our player of the game.
That's for sure.
And, I mean, again, it led to them just getting yard after yard after yard and just bleeding that Portage defense down the field.
And earn while you learn with the Boilermakers Local 374 apprenticeship program. And lastly, the proud Union home play of the game. Chris, I think it's got to be Bryce Tolliver, 40 yards behind the defense, all alone, easy catch and run, which just sealed the deal for Hobart tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, just right before that, he had the interception, too, to get the ball back, was able to make a deep catch. It was really the nail in the coffin tonight. You know, the interception was already kind of getting to where the lady was singing, and then all of a sudden Tolliver, deep back there, caught it, touchdown, game was over after that.
The Proud Union home play of the game is presented by Ironworkers Local 395. To find out how you can become a union ironworker, visit ironworkers395.com. We apologize for the technical difficulties at the start of this game. We missed the first quarter due to some issues, but to make up for it, we're going to have a Week 3 preview coming up next on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Quintel Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in Northwest Indiana that specializes in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Since 1994, Quintel has been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country. Equipped with the most modern technology and advanced tools, Quintel provides top-notch service. When you trust Quintel for all your needs, you'll get peace of mind and a finished job that exceeds your expectations. For more info about Quintel and the services they provide, visit quintel-inc.com.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step toward your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
Have you checked out Centier Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Centier Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit Centier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Centier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Centier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
When it comes to your money, you deserve more than just numbers on a page. You deserve someone who sees the full picture. Meet Mark Machnick, one of Northwest Indiana's most trusted accounting professionals. Whether you're running a business, planning for retirement, or just trying to make sense of tax season, Mark Machnick, located in Highland, makes it simple, personal, and believe it or not, painless. Contact Mark and his team today at 219-595-5290. Mark Machnick, CPA.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Week 2 in the books. We were just on site for Hobart's big 52-21 win over the Portage Indians. Chris, it's time to look to some Week 3 matchups. Conference play is starting for both the NCC and the DAC.
Yeah, I mean, conference play, anything can happen, as we said. You got teams, some are 2A or 3A, playing up against some 4 or 5A schools in these conference games. Anything can happen any day of the week. This is high school football.
The highlight game next week is Maryville at Crown Point. That game could decide the DAC. Maryville did end up falling tonight to Loyola Academy, 20-14. A hard-fought game. You knew that one was going to be tough. That's going to be a huge game, and it's big for Crown Point that they get it at home.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're able to get a conference game at home, I mean, you get the home crowd behind you. Everyone in the town's there. Crown Point is a very tight-knit community. There's going to be a lot of people at that game that don't necessarily have friends or kids on the field, just taking their kids there. If they're in the youth league system, going out there cheering for those Bulldogs against the Pirates. So it'll be intriguing to see how that game turns out. You've got Maryville, who showed they're a good team, and they're going to be a team to reckon with after the win against Andrean last week. Hard-fought game against Loyola this week. And then Crown Point going down to Pike and having a huge win. This is a big game for both teams, not only for momentum for the season, but also potentially that determines who the conference winner is.
Could be. Both these teams, they will not see each other in the playoffs. Crown Point 6A, Maryville 5A, but it's a big rivalry game too. They are not really too fond of one another. Valpo, LaPorte, Chesterton, Michigan City, and Lake Central Portage are the other DAC games. You got any intriguing thoughts about any of those three matchups?
I'm intrigued to see how Portage comes from this game going into next week. You know, did they take that momentum at the end of the game, getting the big defensive stop as well as running it in for a touchdown? Or do we see kind of like this week, you know, get to that hot start, something happened at halftime? I don't know if it just Hobart came out ready to play or if Portage just, again, wasn't able to fully adjust to that Wildcat offense, so we kept seeing Hobart run. So intrigued to see there. We saw a little bit of Lake Central in early season action in their scrimmage against Andrean, so we got to see a little bit of their offense and defense. Again, I'm just intrigued to see kind of how that game shakes out.
Could be some fun games coming up in the DAC. These Hobart Brickies will take on Munster at home. Could be an interesting game. Munster's looked okay in their first couple of games. Had the heartbreaking loss to Lake Central, fell today to Griffith. Griffith is another team that has looked really, really good. They're near the top 10 of the – they're near the top 5 of the Region Sports top 10 poll. We talked a little bit about how things are going to be tight in the NCC. Hobart, Hanover, Andrean, and Lowell. I think you could make a case for any 4 of those to win the NCC title.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, again, we got to watch the Brickies tonight, and they just looked incredible, both sides of the ball. A lot of guys playing both sides, but you also have the Munster Mustangs that have been playing some good football in their first 2 games. May have not come out with a win, but they're showing that they've got fight in them. Shows that they can hold some games close and a little bit tighter on it than they have been in the past potentially. But I think Munster Mustangs still have a chance if they can get things together on offense and defense, keep those close games in their favor. Because, I mean, again, I think at one point last week they were up 28-24 on Lake Central. So, you know, you hold on to that lead in the third quarter, big things can happen for the rest of the season, but I still think it helped them build momentum for this season, even though it didn't turn into a win for them.
We hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Conference play starts next week. We'd like to thank everyone who helped make this broadcast possible. Our executive producer, Chris Ramirez, our operations manager, Rich Castillo, our sales manager, Heather Ames, our coordinating producer, Zach Miller, our sports director, Mike Dewan. For myself and Chris Fid, producer Nick Russ, camera Bob Guerrero, a special thank you to the coaches, Eric Schreiber of Hobart and Tony Klimzak of Portage. The athletic directors, Mike Black and Brett St. Germain of Portage. And all of you watching on Facebook, Region Sports Nation, YouTube, regionsports.com, and on IHSAA TV. Thank you. You've been watching the only game in town.